considered using Muzz social? I highly suggest that you don't, because it is garbage. I've been using the social app side of Muzz for less than 24 hours, and I have not gotten this close to drinking bleach in my adult life ever. And maybe it's my fault because I got my hopes up. I've just been desperate for like a social media platform, like an online platform where I could just be surrounded by other Muslims and talk about moving through life as a Muslim and make little jokey jokes within the Muslim community and stuff and have fun. Let me tell you, this is not that. Though I will say that there are some really funny accounts on Muzz social. There are some people who are just there to have a good time or actually have discussions. A majority of the posting is just like angry, red-pilled men who hate women. And you may be thinking, well, like, you see that all over the internet. But this is like saturated in it. Literally saturated in it. A man was posting he posted a post on a thread or a group or whatever they're called, and he was just like, since women see doing chores and cooking and blah 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 as like slavery, what does a woman bring to the table? What makes you worth getting married? Like literally, like that's what his post said, in all seriousness. And I responded, and I was just literally like, the value of a woman is her presence in your home. Like a man literally gets blessings for fulfilling his obligation to support a woman. A woman doesn't have to do anything for her value to be there. Her value is the fact that when you have a woman in your house, you get blessings for keeping a roof over her head, for feeding her, for clothing her, for buying things for her. And on top of that, you get access to her physically and emotionally, but I emphasize like the physically. And he was like, oh, well, that's passive. Like, you can just grab a woman and, like, it doesn't have to. And I was like, first off, regardless as to whether or not you're married, grabbing a woman is not, that's SA. And I was like, and second off, like, men very, very often forget how much more intimate that act is for a woman than it is for a man. Like, for a man, that is an external experience. For a woman, that is a literal internal experience. She's literally allowing you inside of her body. Like, the amount of trust a woman gives to you in that situation, the amount of, like, emotional attachment she gives you, she's literally letting you inside of her body. And you're just going to brush that by. That's a passive thing. That's not an action. That's not something that she's doing to keep a man. Who said that we want to keep you? Like, you're not the prize. And I literally told him, I was like, men are forgetting they are not the prize. Like, I feel like we've lost the plot. Men literally used to go to war for women. Men literally used to die for women. And now they sit there and drink their chai with too much cologne on and ask what you bring to the table. Excuse me. And especially in the year 2025, when women are getting, have their own educations, have their own money, have their own businesses, have their own livelihoods. Like, women are not desperate for a man. Most women are not desperate for men. There are some out there who are, but like, as a whole, we don't need men. Like, the only thing that you need a man for is having a child, and like, science has kind of fixed that at this point. Like, you don't have to be married to a man to have money. You don't have to be married to a man to have a house. You don't even have to be married to a man to have children. Like, you can just go and get the ingredients and easy bake oven yourself. Like, you really don't, like, and I'm not even talking about the Muslim community anymore. I'm talking about men as a whole have really realized that they have really not realized that they are the least necessary people in society. And it's like, outside of the Muslim community and inside of the Muslim community, we see that they're crashing out because they can't just provide the bare minimum and get their supermodel wife anymore, who is perfectly obedient and scared of them and does whatever they says for fear of poverty, destitution, dying alone, because like we have built our own communities, we have built our own careers, we built our own businesses, we have everything, at least in Western society, that a man would traditionally provide for us. So for a man to get picked by a woman, because that's really what it is at this point, they have to be able and willing to provide more than a house and the promise of children. Like, most women don't even want to bring children into this world anymore, and that's not like a selfish thing. That is literally like the most empathetic thing that you can think of. You see the world around you and not want to force a child to live through that. Like, that is a very selfless choice to make. And men just like, they're not getting with the times, they're not getting with the program, they're not understanding that you have to do more than just exist to get a woman. And the Muzz social app is literally saturated with these unhappy men who are not willing to see reality as it is, see that having a job and having money doesn't matter anymore to women. You need to be a good person, you need to be on your deen, you need to be loving and compassionate and kind, all the things that the prophet were, by the way, because when he married Lady Khadija, he was younger, he had nothing to his name, he was an illiterate man, and he was compassionate and kind and supportive and trustworthy. And that is why she chose to marry him. That is why she accepted him as her husband. Because she had a business, she had success, she had everything that this life could give to her. She didn't need to get married. He offered her companionship and love and care and, seeing her as an equal and treating her as the prize that she was. And I feel like men don't, like when we're talking about modern times and modern women, that's how you need to be aiming your relationships. They want to talk about this wife or that wife of the prophet. Think about his first marriage, the most beloved woman to him, and how that relationship went. He showed her that he was trustworthy, that he was good for his word, that he was a good man, that he believed in God, he was on his deen, he was a religious, good, devout man. So she let him into his life, and as he continued to prove those things to her, she then in turn supported him emotionally, physically, financially, whatever you want to say. He proved to her first that he was worthy of her time and worthy to be part of her life. And then because he proved himself to her in that sense, because he showed her and showed the world really how good of a man he was, she returned that to him. She returned her the compassion, she returned the trust, she returned the love, she returned the support. And that's like the greatest example of what a marriage should be, and how building companionship with a romantic partner should be. But no, we just want to think about, okay, I'm a big man and I'm strong and I got a job and I'm going to buy you a house, so you need to do what I tell you to, and you need to listen to me, and you need to shut up, and you need to bring this, that, and the other thing to the table. You need to cook, clean, give me children, don't speak when I tell you not to, cover yourself the way that I tell you to, cut out any part of your personality that I don't like, you need to exist in the way that I like. Like, that's literally like, it is so opposite of what our religion teaches us, and it just like, why can't I hate Muzz social.